the game was at an interesting point where there was something pretty close to balance. I thought they did a great job lately with their balancing updates. That's why I was completely blown away by the changes they made on March 15th. I'm going to get into it in this video. Hey, this is Time Bomb. If it's your first time checking out the channel, hit that subscribe button to catch all the updates. Thanks a lot for joining me here today. I want to talk about the March 15th balance update. I'm sure everybody already watching this knows about it. It really comes off a tweet we saw from Ian Fraser a little bit ago, where he said that time to kill was just taking a bit too long. It was getting away from what they wanted to see in the game. They were going to make some changes to the ship in response to the boost gapping we see. Hashtag cancel Fencar, ban Fencar, get rid of Fencar. No, just kidding. But you know where this is coming from. And still, we need to definitely, the boost gas era, I think, is definitely, kind of gone now by this nerf. Not gone, it just takes longer to do. It's just a little bit different. It's in a different place now than it was. Clearly, it's changed. But this is the problem with it. The Defender is now, easily the best ship again here. I think that's really what this nerf did. Okay, let's talk about really what they did. Their post basically says, in the previous testing, we tested out a tweak to the TIE Defender to reduce the viability of rapidly boosting for certain techniques. Sure, yes, they did do that. I don't know if they really stopped boost gasping in that ship. They just made it harder to, I don't know. Anyways, I'm not a Defender pilot. I'm not going to speak to that, really. I'm going to speak to it poorly. This week, after much feedback from the community and data from games, we're applying the same to all starfighters except the B-Wing. We will monitor the effects of this change to see if further adjustments are needed. We've also tweaked some components that deal with targeting and visibility to give more impact and importance to the timing of their use without decreasing their effectiveness in key moments. Yes, this is actually important. The mask and beacon meta has needed to shift. I made a video in January about this, and it has not changed. Mask and beacons, if anything, has become more used. Mask and beaconing, boost gasping around, frigates and capital ships has basically been the move for support ships for the last bit, and that's probably what most support players are practicing. So this does change that a little bit. It makes it a little tougher, so we'll see how this affects the meta. So let's talk about the changes now. The AXU Y-Wing and TIE Fighter Bomber Interceptor Reaper boost activation cost increased by 60%. Okay, that's a big hit to all ships except the B-Wing, of course, which is not in a good place for that anyway. And the now TIE Defender is the best ship because, I've said in my post earlier, I said if you, nerf every ship but the TIE Defender, then you buff the TIE Defender. So it's definitely in a better place now because of, it's basically the same place that it was before the nerf now because you effectively did the same nerf to all the others. I don't know. So that doesn't really make sense to me, especially for the X-Wing and the Y-Wing. I think that hurts them so much because those were two ships that were in a place that were actually making a lot of good teams be able to compete against mid-level teams who are running Empire. So you really had to, it really showed the difference, I think, in levels. Don't get me wrong, even teams, Empire probably still has the edge, but you see in those tight games, you see Splinter pulling them out Gas, you see Gas pulling it against Randos in the Cal Cup before. You see those those best teams, when they win with New Republic. So you against the Empire, even though Empire is stronger. So that's what you want to see now, and I feel like these changes may take that too far. Okay, the next ones are the increased squadron mass cooldown from 20 seconds to 28 seconds. Yeah, mass needed a nerf for sure. Decreased squadron mass duration from 10 seconds to 7 seconds. Definitely will make it tougher to get in now when you're masking. Before, I think it was masking the Empire. So this is interesting because it makes it a lot tougher for the Empire to do those bomber runs easily on the MC-75 without masking. They have to get in a lot quicker. It takes away 3 seconds. It gives them less time to get in and less time to in. I would think, just think about it, if I was going to mask, I would mask later, but I think it probably moves the meta away from masks. That's what I think this does. Now, the targeting beacon, the increase of cooldown from 30 to 35 seconds. That's not too bad. I would say it still says beacons. Beacons are still definitely worth it, I think, to carry almost on every loadout for a support ship, but the masks, I think, is really where you could either, they're not as valuable as they were now. I think they got nerfed a lot harder, and they are definitely replaceable. I think off the opening for sure, you'll see most teams use them still, that mask strategically, but they're not going to be used all game like they were. I think it may even be worth it for teams not to use the mask now, depending. I mean, some teams can get that flip so fast anyway, they may not even need it. So we may see that shift, so that's good. So that's the thing overall. Definitely switches the support meta that we've seen, and it's definitely going to change. These nerfs are definitely overall going to change the game. The problem that I think is, like I said, the defender's probably too strong. I think the Empire's probably too strong. I don't like the way the balance has fallen now, and this is, of course, on the highest level. I think on the lower level, probably, it's probably better because I know that they've said that the New Republic wins more on that one, on that side of things, which is, you know, surprising to so many people, but apparently a fact. And so, yeah, that's just the reality of it. So I would actually hope that they give the defender a nerf to bring things in line and give the Y-Wing a bit more of a buff to help it out. Like, why? Why do they hate on the Y-Wing so much? Like, they never, ever help out. Yo, help a Y-Wing out. Like, come on. Like, I get it. You don't want to help the B-Wing's going to be the B-Wing, whatever it is, fine. But just, like, yo, like, come, just a little bit, right? Like, the Y-Wing just got no love. Like, literally, the Y-Wing is just watching in the corner, just like, hey guys, I could use a little nerf to maybe people not going. I mean, clearly it's not enough because people are going to bat for the B-Wing and nothing's real. I mean, they made more changes to the B-Wing. Help the Y-Wing. All right, so this was actually my talk about the defender being overpowered, but at the same time, it's like the Y-Wing is just underpowered. Help the Y-Wing out. All right. Thanks a lot for checking out this video, guys. That's my thoughts on the March 15th balance update. I hope they honestly do another one this week before the Cal Cup in response to this one being a little too far, but we'll see how it plays out, and it will have big effects on the tournament this week to come. So thanks a lot for checking out this video. I'm Time Bomb. You guys are awesome, and I'll catch you later. Boom, boom.